welcome everyone. I'm gonna take my sip first. Welcome everyone, and welcome to W.C.A In Nelson. I'm your host, Chloe West, like usual. This is a whole new episode, and today I am in a pretty cool studio, let's say that. I am with two guys that are responsible for the most popular heavy metal punk shows here in Nelson, BC. It's happening. I'm with Keenan and his partner Nelson. Would you believe it? Hi guys, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Thank you
for that not so humble introduction.
Would you have to redo it?
No, I love it, but I'm like, you're like the best, and I'm like, thank you.
Oh, no,
I'll never say that to myself.
Oh, you're too modest. You're too modest.
Keenan and Nelson from Nelson. We're the fucking best.
This is how we're starting today.
Yeah, it's a good way to start. Yeah.
It's a good way to start. I fucking love it. All right, so well, how are you guys? You guys are doing great. Where I'm at now. You guys fucked me up, right?
We have a tendency to do that. Yeah.
Okay, where I'm at. Thank you for being with us. Okay, so let's start like that. So can you guys tell me exactly where we are here? What is the studio?
So right now we're in the Nelson Noise Studios, which is a project that myself, Nelson, and our friend Carl Magrin put together a few years ago with the basic focus that we wanted to, well, first of all, we wanted to host the offices for Noise Call Productions, which is our production company, but we also wanted a place where we could have rehearsal spaces for bands, put in our podcast studio, and just have something a little cheaper for people that wanted to start doing music in town, but not having to rent a single place by themselves. Mm-hmm. So they're not spending $1,000 a month.
No, exactly.
So
right.
We can all kind of do it communally. And yeah, that's the space we're in right now. We've been running it for 3 years, about.
Awesome.
And it's been wildly successful so far. We've had a lot of bands play in here and practice in here and start from here. We have a little bit of everything that rents out the space. We've got some jazz bands. We've had some solo artists. We've had drummers that just come in. They just want to pound the shit out of some drums for a little while.
It's the right place to do so.
Cover band rents the front room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a second room as well. That is another rehearsal space. That's rented out by 3 separate people, and they share that space continually. Yeah. That's
great. It's a great place for the community to just get all together and practice and enjoy music. And you specified to me too that like there was some music school going on here with the kids.
Yeah, so Jay Danley is running a rock class or rock school for kids on Sundays.
You can't say School of Rock because that's
trademark. Yeah, exactly. Right? That's trademark. It's not School of Rock. It's a rock.
You never said that.
It's a rock school.
It's a school. It's a school with.
We don't want any trouble.
Yeah. Awesome. Jack Black, don't sue us.
So how does it work if I have a child and he wants to play music? I just contact you guys and he can start whenever.
Yeah.
How does it
work?
So
you can contact us and we can put you in touch with Jay because he actually runs that program.
Yeah.
Just uses our space. I don't have his email handy right now.
It's okay. We can add that later.
We can add that later.
We don't need it right now. All right. Well, that's great. So both of you guys are in this company that is Noise Call Productions, right?
Yes, right. Yeah.
So I want to know the story of that. Where did it start? How did it start?
Well,
who started
how far do you want to go back? Yeah. Do you want to go way back into the origin
Everywhere.
story? Okay.
Bring me back.
Well, you got to start
1800.
Okay. So I produced my first show when I was like 15 years old. I threw a big party at my parents' place with like 4 bands and charged money to get in and like
15 years old, little hustler.
Yeah. And made a bunch of money. The cops came, broke it up. Everyone thought it was really cool. And then this schoolmate of mine said that was really cool. We should like up the ante and do another show for graduation. So she had an old horse barn on this property her dad owned, and we blew out the wall and put in a stage, and we booked 7 bands, and like 1,800 kids showed up from all the counties all around.
Oh wow!
And we made a lot of money.
Yeah, no,
we made the bands.
Yeah.
I think we made like over $400 just on the empties alone.
Oh wow!
And this was like in the late 80s because I'm really old.
Okay.
So that was my introduction to starting to put on shows.
Wow.
Yeah.
I put on my first show when I was 13.
Okay. Even younger.
I moved from Edmonton to Lethbridge, Alberta, and I was going to punk shows in Edmonton, and there was nothing really going on in Lethbridge that looked like what I wanted to do. There was some people putting on shows, but not exactly what I was interested in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just said, fuck it, I'm just going to do it myself. And I worked really crappy jobs for many years just to fund putting on concerts, even if I lost money. I did that for a very long time when I was younger.
And still losing
money.
Occasionally.
I was going to say, it takes a few years, you know. All right.
But yeah, I moved to Nelson 9 years ago.
Oh, really?
I believe it's been 9 years now.
Yeah.
And me and Nelson met.
We met through Carl, who's the third in the studio. He said, "Hey, there's this guy Keenan. He just moved here from Alberta. He has a Winnipeg Jets tattoo on his ass, and he likes punk rock. You guys should have a beer." And I was like, "Cool." So Carl was bartending, and I sat down and met him, and
Winnipeg tattoo.
Yeah, we hit it off.
That's awesome.
And we know a lot of. Keenan knows way more people in Alberta scene, and I know a lot of the same people in Vancouver scene. So friends of ours in bands were contacting both of us looking for a show.
Okay.
And individually, we were doing shows kind of separately for quite a while.
Yeah.
But also we weren't. I don't think either of us were going like full steam on it.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit. And then from the ashes of COVID, I got an offer to bring 3 of basically the bigger bands in the Canadian hardcore scene. That would be Misery Signals, Cancer Bats, and Comeback Kid.
Okay, wow.
And I got offered them, and I've been offered them before here, but I just didn't think that we could actually do it here.
Yeah.
There just didn't know if there was enough of a crowd to actually pursue it.
Yeah, because I imagine you need like a good amount of people to be able to cover all the costs, right?
Right? To cover the costs on a show like that is a lot higher than some of the ones we had done previously.
Yeah.
But I kind of took a risk and I just said, fuck it, let's do it. And the amount of people that came out of the woodwork, I sold out that show in like a day.
Are you serious?
And it was crazy. And as soon as the show happened, like I had people coming out of the woodwork just saying like, yeah, I'm interested in this music again. And Nelson came up to me and he was like, dude, we should probably do this. I think we can make a go of this.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And also like I've put on shows and ran productions for many years by myself, and it's draining and it can be a lot.
Of course.
So to have a partner that I know I can work with that also has the same kind of goals and can lighten the load on some things.
And you know what? When you lose money, it's way easier if 2 people are losing money than one.
Yeah.
You can at least cry
together. The pain is shared.
The pain is shared.
Why are we doing this? Yeah.
Solo is better at doing it.
We make a good team. I'm always like, this is going to suck. We're going to lose our ass on the show. And Keenan is the optimist. He's like, no way, man. People come out. It's going to be great.
Good for you.
And like 90% of the time, time I'm right.
Yes.
That's
right.
Go, keep positive.
That's right.
Go, keep
90% of the
positive,
time.
man. You gotta stay calm, keep positive.
But yeah, so we started from there, and we focused really on just trying to build the scene that was already here.
Yeah.
And just get more people involved and included and promote the idea that there's more to Nelson than the rave scene and the culture surrounding that, which is great for Nelson and great for the people who love it. I'm involved in it sometimes too, but there's more to Nelson than that. There is a very great punk scene and metal scene and alternative scene that I don't think people were getting a lot of access to beforehand.
Fair enough.
And from then we've been able to grow it. And
that's kind of tied into Massive Festival. I started with some friends 8 years ago.
8 years. This is our 9th year now.
Yeah, 8 years ago.
Okay.
Which is punk, metal, alternative. Slowly growing it, but just like 3 nights of kind of curated, really low capacity, like less than 300 people.
Oh wow! So it's very small.
It's an intimate venue.
Intimate.
It's like a big party.
Yeah. And then we slowly sort of developed the mandate to represent female, BIPOC, LGBTQ artists.
Hell yeah.
In the genre, especially. And then I roped Keenan into the fold, which he was like, wait, we're going to do it, but we're going to do it for free? I'm like, yeah, man, for the scene. And he was like, it's just like shows that where we put on and we lose money. I'm like, yes, but we don't have to put up our own money.
Yeah.
But we've been growing that, and last year was definitely our best year ever.
Yeah, last year was...
We had Fucked Up.
I'm actually wearing the shirt right now. You can read it off the back.
Oh, yeah. We had Fucked Up, Ken Mode, La Armada, Witch Mountain, Dead Bob.
Dead Bob.
Down the Lees, Empress, Yellfire, Iron Tusk, Sentries, and more. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And like Fucked Up especially hasn't played a venue of that size in quite a while, I would say. And just to be able to get some of these larger touring bands and have them play a more intimate setting and meet with some of the smaller bands playing the same stage is something we love about the festival that we can kind of give back to the scene.
And I had no idea there was such a big heavy metal punk scene in Nelson. It's actually pretty great.
Weirdos that like the heavy tunes.
I used to be very big myself in the heavy metal, from Dying Fetus to Cannibal Corpse, passing by Slayer and all. So it makes me feel good. Then there is a community about it. Not that, today I'm more hip hop and going to like electronic music places.
Oh, sure. And we love that stuff too. But
I'm always towards the dubstep, heavy dubstep. If I'm at Shambhala, I'd rather go headbang at the village with the dubstep than going anywhere else. Fucking thank you. You guys are really successful at what you're doing, it seems like, and congratulations on that. So you would say it's been, I don't know how old you are. You don't need to tell me your age. So I'm guessing it would be around 20 years, and you guys have been doing this for?
I mean, I've been doing this for about 20 years. You've probably been doing this for about 30 years. So 50 years combined kind of thing.
Yeah, wow, that's a lot of experience right there. Yeah.
Lots of broken bank accounts.
Yeah.
Lots of...
But also, we also bring a lot of experience. Like, we're both musicians. Keenan has his band. I play guitar in another band.
Awesome. Do you sometimes play your shows?
What's that?
Do you sometimes play your shows?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But Keenan's done security for tons of festivals around here. I do production, like stage management for Starbelly Festival. We run the massive stage, main stage. So we really bring, especially with Massive, we take great pride in bringing a professional atmosphere to the festival for the bands, because a lot of metal and punk bands are just kind of used to the stage is like a piece of plywood in the corner and no PA and there you go. Whereas we're super coordinated. The bands meet Keenan backstage. They have a spot for their gear. We rotate them on the left-hand side of the stage. We have a huge PA system from our friends Waterloo Audio. We do a really professional line check. The sound on stage from the monitors is world class.
Oh, wow.
And we have really good food backstage for them.
That's a necessity.
Yeah, exactly.
You got it.
And we also have our world famous gift bag. So every band gets a bag.
Really?
With
that's so cool.
Some Torchlight beer, some fresh socks,
some Kootenai weed.
Yeah, man. I need to start a band or something.
Gift cards
for local restaurants. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
you guys are
we
cool.
like treat them to like a kind of world-class professional experience that, bigger bands in different scenes demand it, but punk and metal bands don't really get it all the time.
Yeah.
So we really enjoy their reaction.
You're taking the experience to the next level here.
Yeah.
You're just promoting Nelson in a way. You're giving them the full-on experience, starting with the weed, which is really great. Especially before it legalized, Nelson was known for his amazing weed. So you guys do that full-time. You organize your event full-time, your music festival.
So that's pretty much my job. Nelson has a career.
Yeah.
He's a career guy.
Nelson from Nelson.
Yeah.
You have a career. What's your career?
I'm a youth outreach counselor and mental health and addictions counselor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Parenting mediator.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I did not expect that.
Yeah.
Really, kudos to you, man. Mad respect.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I knew you as a kid.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's kind of why I got into it, because, I was getting into, like, lots of trouble at 14 and 15. And it's really good.
It's awesome. Good for you. I love that.
It's awesome. Good for you. I love that. Actually, if you could, both of you recommend one heavy metal punk band that we absolutely need to
Like locals?
It can be local or from wherever. Like if you like meet someone and you like, if you want to love heavy metal, you need to listen to this band. Who would it be? Who would it be?
Well, that's different. If you already like metal, I want you to check out Trench from Calgary, Alberta.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're one of the biggest up-and-coming metal bands going right now, and they're so talented.
We should get them here.
We should get them here.
Another show, we lose money.
And they have a very amazing media presence, and the way they promote themselves is very unique, I think.
Okay.
If you're just trying to get into metal, just go with the classics. Just listen to Black Sabbath,
right?
Yeah. Just listen to Black Sabbath, and then maybe you'll figure out why everybody else in the world loves metal.
Yeah. And for you, is that Trent?
I'll do a punk band. My favorite punk album of last year was by a band called Precursor from Vancouver. They're featuring members of Gob and other kind of old school punk bands. Yeah. And we saw them play in Kelowna, and they were amazing. And they're great.
I love that you both choose like a band from Canada. That's really amazing.
Yeah, it's almost unconscious, but we really promote Canadian bands. Yeah. I also have a radio show with my friend Jay.
Here at the Kubikoa?
Yeah, called Heavy Early.
Oh, okay.
Thursdays 5 to 7. So we play a lot of metal, punk, alternative, but that's always we're mandated to play 30% Canadian content, but it's always around 50 or 60.
Awesome. I didn't know about like your show. I've seen the Screaming Hours, which is pretty much heavy metal punk a little bit.
There's a few.
That's pretty cool. It's stuff that we don't expect anymore, and it warms my heart. It really does. Awesome. I feel so good about this. So do you know how many shows altogether then you put up?
Oh my God. I mean, just us? Like, Noise Cult Productions?
Do you know? You guys have so many.
Noise Cult probably 25, 30?
Yeah, we got to be up there now.
Yeah, maybe even more. Yeah. Because, it's been
there's a lot.
A bit.
Yeah.
And most of them were sold out. So
a good amount. We had a run there of about 12, 13 straight sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But between us in our history, God knows.
That's
I
also don't know.
We might be close to 1,000.
Right? That must be around that for 20 years or so, 25 years. Yeah.
It's like enough that I forget about a lot of shows.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'll see an old poster. I'm like, oh, yeah. That was my show. Yeah, that was great.
Okay. Yeah, we don't remember the number. But so what would you say was for each of you, what was your favorite thing about the concerts that you put up, and what was the most challenging thing that you had to go through?
Our most challenging just happened at our last show. It was a benefit for the local community food center, and the power went out during the third band. And unfortunately, there's just not much you can do about that.
No, not really.
The power was out for an hour and a half. And we basically just had to end the show, which was super upsetting.
And it was a fundraiser too.
And it was a fundraiser.
Yeah.
So I mean, we still raised the money. And we still got money for them, which was great.
Big box of canned goods.
Yeah.
But the photo op.
We actually just did the photos off with them. But unfortunately, we weren't able to redo that show either. So thankfully, it wasn't a large touring act where people, we would have to be refunding money. Which it would happen, and we'd try to redo it and make up for it. But in this situation, not many people are going to take their money back from charity, which is good, I guess. But
not even our scumbag friends.
But it's more just disappointing that people didn't get the show that they really wanted. And we didn't get to see a couple of bands that I really would have liked to see as well.
Yeah, it was really,
keep the better for the last year, don't you?
I would say the best. It's hard to say. I think a high point was at Massive, because we had a run of La Armada, Dead Bob,
La Armada, Fucked Up
on the Saturday night. So those three bands, and it was just like, we're backstage, so we're looking at the crowd, not the band, which is kind of different. And seeing people smiling and moshing and having the best fucking time.
That's
especially, and it's all ages, right? So there's kids there too.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's teens that are in their first mosh pit and stuff.
Yeah, that's something.
So just doing that really gives me a lot of joy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
See kids punching each other in the face in a mosh pit. Get out of the way. That brings so much joy.
Yeah.
Get out of the way. That brings so much joy.
Yeah.
By kids, I mean people of all ages.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'd say another highlight, we had a band called Screamer from, were they Swedish?
Yeah.
Yeah, Swedish.
Okay.
And they had such a great time coming through here. Very fun, power metal, very epic.
Bass player looked like Ron Jeremy.
But the wind blowing. He had a fan in front of him the whole time.
Yeah, with the long hair.
And during this show, anybody watching it would just have the biggest smile on their face because he was having so much fun. But then, 2 months later, they were on tour, and they were in Los Angeles, and they mentioned to another band that they were playing with that they should go to Nelson, BC. They were like, Nelson, BC was the best show on our tour, and told these other bands in California to hit us up. And we were like, wow, that's pretty awesome. And just raising the name of Nelson. People in the scene across North America know about Nelson, BC because they've had the opportunity to play here and see the amazing scene that we have.
Yeah, I love the crowd that is here in Nelson. It's a great community. It is a very great community, and I love when people love to come here. Every time I take pictures of the Bloom, usually the artist is going to say something about Nelson and the community and the crowd, and how they love being here, and it's unique. It's really unique. It's a unique place. How do you actually choose the artist that you're going to book?
A lot of it, we get offered more shows than we put on. Because we
just got offered.
We got offered six shows yesterday.
Wow.
And so you kind of have to pick and choose sometimes because you don't want to put on too much, and you want the bill to be right. You want a good amount of bands. You want everything to work in cohesion.
Also, I've noticed being older, but Keenan's noticed this too. Because inflation is so high, people don't have the disposable income that they used to have, in the 90s and stuff.
Yeah.
In my heyday, it was I'd start on Thursday and finish on Sunday. It was just woo! And I had
so cheap.
Plan, I had rent money, food money. It was fine. But, so you can't oversaturate the scene.
And we can't do Sundays and Mondays.
Yeah.
There's, a lot of it is bands reaching out to us. But at the start, it was more us reaching out to bands. Now we've got a reputation. Agents are reaching out to us. There is specific times where we know we want to do something. So we'll message a couple of bands, and specifically for Massive, we have to reach out for our bigger headlines as well. But a lot of the time, it's agencies just reaching out to us now, especially because of some of the shows we have done in the past and done really well at them. Large record companies and agencies are putting us on the mailing list now, and they're giving us a chance to bring in bigger bands.
Okay.
So yeah, but
again, we've also paid for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're not sketchy promoters. We get the artist hotel rooms. We pay their guarantee, even if it's coming out of our paychecks. So we paid our way to get here and establish ourselves, but now we're there. We're getting some really, really good acts.
That's awesome. So can any artist, let's say like someone has a band and they want to do something about it, can we reach out to you?
Absolutely.
For sure.
You can just give them a chance.
Yeah, I mean, we love putting local bands on as openers.
Yeah, absolutely, right? That's the way to
Having
go.
those opening slots is so important, and it gives bands, local bands, a great chance to play with some of these bigger bands. And sometimes that also equates to them getting offered future slots in other cities and even tour slots sometimes. Specifically, I can think of Rad Dog, an amazing local band that has just wowed everyone every time somebody's seen them, and they keep getting better and better. And they've gone on great tours, and they've built connections through playing shows themselves out in Weimar, shows with us, just anywhere around the Kootenays.
Severed Arm and Dope Throne. We were able to get Severed Arm locals on a mini tour with Dope Throne, one of the bigger stoner metal bands from Canada. From Montreal.
Hey.
Yeah. Shout out Montreal.
And then I think of Ripcords. We had a local band called Laughing Sickness open for them. Played their first show. And Ripcords, legendary Canadian punk band, as soon as they were done, they were like, that was their first show? That band is fucking amazing.
Wow. They've been practicing for a while.
It's just great to see the locals get that kind of nod. Because they deserve it.
Absolutely. And if you guys actually have the power of giving them a chance, why not do it, right?
Absolutely.
Such a small community. It's like we're all brothers and sisters.
And
friends.
It's like keeping the local scene healthy and
that's it,
totally reciprocal, because the guys in those bands come to our shows.
Right? So it's support. We support each other. That's it.
Yeah.
Awesome. What's coming next? We're almost at the end of this episode already. It's been
it's going so fast.
It's almost like we don't know when to shut up.
That's the part I love the most.
Our next show is actually one of our. I mean, it's a really big get for us.
Yeah.
From Epitaph Records, we've got California hardcore punk legends Ignite and Death by Stereo coming through. That's March 7th. And we're bringing one of our favorite up-and-coming punk bands from Canada. They're called Me and Bikini. From the coast there in Vancouver.
Yeah, from Cumberland.
Sorry.
Nanaimo.
And they're just incredible. And we've got Laughing Sickness, as previously mentioned, on that show as well.
Awesome.
That's at the Royal. And then March 31st, we have Alan Cross, the legendary CBC host of the Ongoing History of New Music.
Yeah.
He'll be coming and doing a speaking engagement at the Royal.
Wow.
Outside of that, I can't announce anything.
It's okay. That's so much. That's a lot already.
So, your favorite place in Nelson to go out for a drink?
Ooh.
You first.
You're going to take the other one?
Yeah.
You can both answer the question.
I'm going to go Beauties. I'm going to go Beauties Pizza.
It's such a nice place, isn't it?
And I'm going to go 2 doors down and say Broken Hill.
Yeah.
I never had a drink at Broken Hill, but I heard a lot of
good barbecue.
Between
good
those, I don't.
They have
don't really,
a
other than the Royal, we don't really go anywhere else. Yeah.
The Royal, Beauties, and Broken Hill.
We're kind of in that 2-block radius.
We're uptown when I'm watching sports.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, awesome. I need to go to the Broken Hill. They have a whiskey flights that I've been wanting to try.
Fantastic.
And the barbecue is really
good. It's a barbecue place and feast, and I love everything about it. I just need to go. I want to go for the hip hop brunch. Actually, have you guys tried?
Yeah.
Good food, good drinks, good time. Second recommendation: what's a cool activity to do in Nelson after the winter season?
Ooh, after the winter season.
After the winter season.
You're going to drive about an hour. You're going to go to Syringa National Park.
Okay.
And you're going to find, I think it's marker 11, and go down the natural water slide.
I have been.
There we go.
I have been.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It's so dope.
What a fucking
I love it.
treasure.
Yeah, that's
You
a
guys
really
go
good
every
thing.
year.
Yeah. That's one of my big recommendations whenever somebody comes down here.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it's magical. It's crazy. You feel like there's gonna be a fairy popping out at some point.
Yeah.
Right? There's gonna be some
That's a
magic
good one.
happening.
Yeah.
For sure.
Is that your recommendation as well?
I would say there's so many great camping spots for camping, and like I love like especially friends when they come out from the city and you go camping and if you know it's late at night and they're like, oh my god, look at the stars.
Yeah.
That's I know.
That's
That
yours.
sounds like a hippie thing to say, but it's
Fletcher.
fucking
Fletcher.
it's fucking
I
awesome.
love it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I love camping.
Camping.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, okay, last one. Is there one good cause you will recommend people to get involved with for the next this new year?
Good cause locally here.
Yeah, locally in Nelson.
Good cause locally here.
Yeah, locally in Nelson.
Go out and support. This is kind of a self-promotion as well because I run a bingo night that is for charity.
It's okay.
So Tuesdays at Mike's Place. Go check that out. Badass bingo. But one of the charities that we're actually supporting this year is Kerpa, and Kerpa is an amazing, privately run response unit.
Yeah.
To overdoses, any kind of
car accidents,
like emergency response, basically.
Yeah.
So there's they're not. It's an actual doctor, trauma surgeon doctor in a vehicle going around.
Oh wow.
So he's saved many lives just by being assisting the first responders.
Yeah.
And
really
he's fantastic. The Nelson Community Food Center is a really great charity as well.
Mm-hmm.
The Women's Center here, of course, is one we like to champion all the time. There's a lot of great causes in Nelson.
Yeah.
You should get involved in your community in general.
Absolutely. Thank you for saying that. Guys, listen to these guys. All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us on this episode of W.C.A In Nelson, guys. I really appreciate your time. Was it bad? Was it bad?
It was great.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
We can talk for hours.
I could just keep drinking whiskey with you guys and sit here and talk about heavy metal. It's contagious. It's contagious. All right. Well, keep an eye out for Noise Cold Production and for these guys, and please support all the good causes that's going on in Nelson and support the community by going to see their shows there. Thank you so much.
You know what it is. It's your man, Jay Woo.
And your girl, Jessie La Muñeca from Who Got Next Radio every Tuesday night.
10 p.m. Eastern right here on Jess TV via Roku nationwide live.
From Florida!
That's right. So make sure you tune in every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. More independent artists, more videos, more black-owned businesses, and more outreaches to the community, and more Jessie La Muñeca. All right? Jess TV every Tuesday night.
Bye.